Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to make these cute green pig cookies from the game Angry Birds. So stay tuned and I will show you how. Things that I used: a green pig cookie cutter that I got off from Etsy. I used black, leaf green, Kelly green, electric green, and red food coloring, and the edible markers are optional. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do with this cookie here, for the green pig and for the king pig, I'm going to be doing similar things to it, so this might look a little familiar if you watched the other video. So I'm going to be using this part of the nose that the cookie cutter comes with, and I'm just going to use it to guide me to where I'm going to be putting the nose outline. And so it does come a little bit in handy. Now for the eyes, I'm just going to do like a half circle just on the side here of where the nose is. I'm just going to go around that. They have kind of big eyes, so the half circle is going to be kind of large, like that. So I have here tip number 1, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline the whole entire cookie around the eye and around the nose. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do for the pig. So I'm going to let this crust a bit. Alright guys, so it is the next day. You don't necessarily have to wait overnight to do the inside of it unless you piped your outline like around 10 o'clock at night. Then of course you can do it the next day. It only needs a couple hours just for the outline to crust good enough so it won't bleed into your white especially. So right now I'm going to go ahead and flood it in completely, and since I have a lot of cookie to cover, I have to work rather quickly but carefully because I don't want my icing to flood over my outline. Alright guys, I'm going to set this aside. So now we're going to do the nose, and I have here some lighter green in a tip number 1. You can use a tip number 2 as well. It'll help you fill it in a lot quicker. And I mixed in leaf green with a little bit of electric green by Americolor. So leaf green by Wilton, and I mixed in a couple drops of the electric green, which is like a neon green from Americolor, just to give it a little bit of a brighter green color. So I'm gonna go ahead now with the eyes. Alright guys, so now for the eyes, I'm going to fill in with the white and then put a dot of black. Both of them are in tip 1s. And as much as I don't want to put in that black dot into my white icing, I will have to do it. If you think your eyeball is going to bleed, you can also use a black edible marker and then just draw a little circle once your icing has dried. And I'd give your icing like maybe a couple hours or so to dry, maybe 4 hours before you go and draw that on there. So here I'm going to put my black dot in there, and he has little googly eyes, so the other one is going to be a little bit higher. And I'm also going to give him some little eyebrows, a little bit curved. A little eyebrow does give him some character. But he's a little mad because he's being attacked by the birds, so kind of make him look a little bit upset. So I'm going to give this some time to dry still. And yeah, this is not ready yet, and this one, yeah, ooh, it's still moist. So I'm gonna give this a few hours to dry so I can draw the black in here and the nostrils. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my Americolor black marker and I'm going to do the ears and the nose. This has not set completely, but I need to move on. So this is going to be like kind of like a teardrop shape. See, it's really wet still. Kind of punctured it a little. It's going to be like a teardrop shape, but upside down. So towards you right now, it's probably looking like a teardrop, but towards me, it has a upside down triangle teardrop shape. And so since it's still wet, I have to draw very, very softly and lightly. And I can't put too much ink on here because it'll thin out my icing. Did puncture it a little bit there, but I need to move on. This one here I'm going to be very careful with because it is still sticky, but I'm going to do these here also, again, same shape. So I'm going to do it very lightly. I'm going to do one that's a little bit smaller and then the other one's a little bit larger. That's how they have them on the picture. Alrighty, I'm trying to do this very, very slowly, softly, and with a lot of patience because it is still very moist. Okay, so what I'm going to do two different things for the mouth. Now, I was going to leave them plain like this. You can do a variety of them. So if you do a lot of these, you can have different ones. So you can leave some plain like this and you would be done. And what I'm going to do for this one is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a smiley face. And I'm going to be careful with this too because that icing still has to set. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a smiley face, like a little bit of a smirk. And here, so I have my red icing here. I'm going to draw a little bit of like an oval shape. I'm just going to give him a little mouth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make an outline. So when I put my red icing, you can see the outline on the edges. It's going to look something like this. I don't know if that shows up. And then I have a number 1. And I'm just going to fill it in with a sort of a medium consistency. That way it will stay in place. Kind of gives them a little bit of a confused look. So I kind of like this one. Really quickly, I almost forgot. I did go over the nose here with my icing. The same one that I used to do the outline, still in a number 1 tip. I did go over it because it was looking very thin on this outline here. I don't mind the other ones, but this one here was looking very faint, so I decided to just go over all of them on the nose. I believe I did that with the King Pig also, so you'll see that on that video that I do go over it again towards the end. Alright guys, that is all. I hope you like how they turned out. I do recommend giving them a couple hours or so to dry before you draw on them. That way you can avoid puncturing your icing. You can also pipe the details on there with some black icing if you don't have the edible markers, or if you prefer just to ice them. That'll be fine just as well. So that is all guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to like up the video if you enjoyed this, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Alright guys, have a good one.